Hello fellow Bloodtunnels, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my name is Flay, and today you read the title right, we're going to do something a little bit different that I never actually done ever in the whole history of my channel, but I have seen the type of videos everywhere, and that is a tier list. So instead of just doing like a holodori or Hololive Dreams, whatever you want to call it, let's play, I mean, I could still do that down the road, we'll see, let me know. But yeah, instead of just doing a regular just like gameplay video, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna do a tier list, and it's gonna be the first tier list on the channel. It's surprising to me. I was thinking about that the other day, like I never did a tier list, so here we are. If you don't know what Hololive Dreams is, it's basically the Hololive's first official game. It is for mobile, it is for Steam. However, you cannot play it on the Steam Deck because of the software issues with it. But basically, it's Hololive's very first game, and it's a rhythm game at its core. It's an RPG mostly, but it does contain mini games. So we are going to rate the mini games, you know, via by a tier list, and this is my personal opinion. So, my thoughts on a mini game will be way different compared to your guys's. So let me know what you guys think, what your tier list basically is in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. But yeah, we're going to get started on this. I've been playing Hololive Dreams. I'm addicted to it. it's a fun little game. You know, you can take it off to the road, on the go with you as well, via with mobile, because again, it doesn't work on Steam, the Steam Deck. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this. It's very something. It's cute. All the Hololive members so far that they have in there is chibi. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the tier list. So without further ado, let us get into it, fam.
I agree, guys. I agree that women should belong in the kitchen, and I got y'all covered.
First on the list, we have the mini game called Collect Cook It. Now, this game, oh boy, man, like, let me get into this here. So this is a game that you can only play by yourself, unfortunately. You cannot play with NPCs, you cannot play with your friends, you cannot play with others online, other strangers. But, you know, to me, this game is very addicting. I don't know what it is. It's basically like a match 3 type of game. You're supposed to just collect ingredients of each holo member's dish. To order to make the dish, you don't have to collect it in order. You just got to collect the ingredients, 3 of each, like the first few rounds, and then it gets harder. You got to get more of the same ingredients to progress within the game. But yeah, it's also to prove to the world that Yoshi can cook. I mean, technically you're just collecting ingredients, but you know what I mean. It's a tomato kind of thing, right? So yeah, there's a few points for that there. And then one of the other points is that it's one of the most games played when it comes to daily quests, I've noticed. I don't know what it is. Sometimes even the main quest. I think obviously to unlock it, which is fairly early if I remembered, you play it to unlock it. That makes sense. But the daily quests, to me, in my experience so far, you just play it. Whatever Hololive member is requesting it, be it through the story, through the quest, etc., etc. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with this game. Collect Cooking. A little bit of a weird name, to be honest, but it does make sense. You're collecting ingredients. You're technically cooking. I mean, I consider it to be. So there you go. That is going to be slapped up in A tier because again, it's addictive. You can only play it by yourself, which is fine, and it's highlighted a lot, I would say, because of the daily quests and whatnot, and prove again that Yoshi can cook, fam. Next up on the list, we have Mega Circuit. Now, this game is like one of the massive games that they have in the game so far. I'm sure they're going to have more down the road, but listen, fam, this one's kind of fun. So one of the starting points for this is that this is the only game, like I previously just mentioned just now, is that it's the master multiplayer game to play. It has more than any other game in terms of player base to play. It's basically like a Fall Guys, but it's just Hololive themed, Hololive version. There's only technically one track, but it does change each section for you to get past. You cannot play it by yourself. You must play this online with others. It has the most longest like gameplay time, though, I would say, for like a session, quote unquote. Unless you don't make it to the top 8, then the time's cut in half. You didn't make it to the top 8. But if you did, then you go another lap, and it's technically the longest game out of the meeting games that you keep playing for. So besides another game that we will get to more down later within the video, but I haven't seen that you'll be able to play with your friends on this. I mean, I have friends in this game. We just don't have the same schedules, time to play together to even test this. Plus, to even unlock this, you got to be pretty far in the story. I mean, this is a bit of spoilers alert, but like basically, it's not even on the main Harmony Garden island. It's on a different island. But yeah, it also has the, you know, when it's loading up, you get to actually see the other players. Now there's like a loading session where you get to interact with other players around the world that's in that lobby with you. But like every other game that you can play with other players, it loads so quick because this game, Hololive Dreams has a gigantic player base right now. So every time you go online to find other players to play with you online, it's instant load. So you don't even see the lobby, which is good. Don't get me wrong, but the Mega Circuit has time to load. I think up to it's like 14 or 16 players, and then you have time to interact, say hi through the emojis that the game allows you to do, and all that jazz. So yeah, Mega Circuit, man, it's very fun. It's a very fun game. I'm going to slap Mega Circuit in S tier, fam. It's that good. It has a giant player base. You can't play by yourself, which is fine. It has one of the longest gameplay sessions, which can be a hit and miss depending on who you are, what's going on, if you're in a rush or etc, etc. Unsure if you can play it with friends, because again, I can't really test that myself. It takes a long time to unlock it, I think, to even see if you can play it with your friends, right? But because it has such a big player base to load players in, you can actually see and interact with people in the lobby while you're waiting, right? So yeah, definitely an S tier for me.
6, 7, 8, kick, hey, say no, bam, 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 clap, hey.
Next up on the list, we have a game that's technically not a mini game. It's the more like core mechanic of the whole Hololive Dreams as a whole. But I do consider it, you know, in a way a mini game. So here we are. It doesn't really have a name. I'm just gonna call it rhythm game, I guess. I know, very creative, right? But listen, I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. So this is the core gameplay. This is the meat and potatoes of the whole thing, right? This is why Hololive Dreams technically exists. It's a rhythm game, you know, that does speak Hololive. It's a idol company. So yeah, you just, you know, what the rhythm game is, you just match the notes, the timing on the tap, on the keyboard, or the controller, whatever you're playing, what type of game it is. You just match the beat, match the rhythm. It's basically what the rhythm game is, you know, hence the name. You can play it solo. You can also play this with friends. You can also play with others, because that makes, you know, 100% sense, that because again, it's the core mechanic, meat and potatoes of the game, that it has all these options that you can go solo, with friends, with other strangers, so on and so forth. It has the most settings that you can play with: difficulty, customization, speed, stats. It is obviously what you need to play to progress in this main story, as far as dailies, even to unlock the Hololive members, like the ones you don't start with. that you need to unlock, that you want to have, to grow your park, etc., etc. You would have to eventually play their song through the rhythm game in order to unlock them, right? The only thing that sucks about this is that it's definitely gonna go down a few tiers, personally for me, for my list, is because like I'm not very good at rhythm games, and so because of that, that's definitely a skill issue. I know, I understand. I do set the game, to my rhythm, and by that I mean I set it to easy. Like, don't hurt me, fam. I just can't do it, man. I don't know how you guys do that crazy, super fast on time success of beating the rhythm game. But yeah, for me, I suck at rhythm games, so that's gonna knock it down a few tiers. So for me, again, personally, this is my own opinion. That's why tier list exists. I'm gonna put this in B tier. Yeah, I think I'm gonna slap it there, B tier so far. But yeah, so it's good. Core mechanic, can play solo, play with friends, play with others. Has the most settings, most customization, the speed, the stats. That you can set your own team on it. It's good. It's not for me. So if I have to play it to go to the main story to unlock a Hololive member, I just set it to the slowest setting, the easiest setting, and then just be done with it, just to progress the story, unlock the character, etc. So yeah, I'm gonna slap it there for now, fam. Next up on our list, we have the mini game called Hoppin Rope. Now, this game is very simple. It does put in the mechanic of the jumping system when your character jumps around in the park. This right here is why basically it's implemented. I think this is definitely what you see here is a jump rope, so you need to jump over the rope. I'm pretty sure every kid has played this at least once in their life. I hope that you just time the jump rope, you jump over it. If you touch the rope, you're basically out temporarily. It does vary on what type of game you play in this. Like if you play in this solo, you have 3 chances. If you're playing it with others, you do also have 3 chances, sort of. I think like it's a bigger cooldown time to hop back into the rope to start jumping again if you get caught. I don't know how far it goes. It seems to go on basically forever. I think there's a time limit, or if it's 100 jumps, if somebody reaches 100 jumps, I think the game is over. I'm not really 200% sure on it, because it's one of the mini games that I play the least, because it gets repetitive quickly. You just press one button, so it's easy at the same time. You just gotta, lock in and pay attention to the rope. It does change speed. It goes slow, it goes low, it goes fast. And also, the screen gets obscured with, with a bunch of meat dishes. When Noel's on the screen, it goes fast when Poka's on the screen. It goes slow when Mario's on the screen, and then it goes low when Flair's on the screen. So it also combines those depending on which map is on the field with you, and how many jumps you successfully has done in, I think, a rapid succession. So you can play this solo, you can play this with others, you can play this with friends. Again, it gets repetitive, but it's possibly one of the longest game sessions. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's like 90 or 100 successful jumps that whoever makes it to the 100th jump, I think the game just ends. I don't know, but that's what it feels like. So with Hoppin Rope, I'm going to have to put Hoppin Rope in B+ tier. It's slightly better than the rhythm game mini game, I would say, just because you can play with others. I mean, you can do that with the rhythm game too, but at least with the Hoppin Rope, I can actually play it, if that makes sense. Like the rhythm game, I can play it too, because I adjust the settings to me accordingly. but with the Hoppin Rope, at least I can last longer, if that makes sense. That's what she said. But yeah, I'm gonna put Hoppin Rope there. Next up on the list, we have high and low. Now, where do I even begin with this one, fam? Now, technically, this is not a mini game. People just say this is an extension of another mini game I give a get to once we do. But I consider it technically a mini game because the rewards you get from it, you get the same from when you play the other mini games on this different part of the game. So this is called High and Low. It's basically Shiori's game. And basically, you this is the one that you gamble the most. It's also like the hardest to actually play it, quote unquote, if that makes sense. So it's technically not a mini game, like I said before, but basically to play it, you need to at least match like 2 cards, from what I understand, out of the 5 couple cards that you get within your hand. And if you don't get any, you gotta bet again, basically waste money to refresh your hand, and hopefully you can start again and again and again. That can go on forever. You can never, quote unquote, play the game, if that makes sense, right? You do lose a lot of money because of that. It's insanely luck based, because again, you are gambling. But if you do get successful with a pair or more, depending on your hand, again, luck based, you can then bet on the next card drawn that if it's going to be a high or low number. So like if you have 2 9s, for an example, there's a pair, and then if you want to keep going, you have the option to opt out, which I would encourage you to at least try 1 more round or 3 rounds, depending on who you are, to make your money's worth. You guess if the next card drawn is going to be a high number or a low number. So if I got the 2 9s again, for the sake for an example, and I draw and I say hi before I draw, then if it's a 10, for an example, then I get double that amount of money, and that keeps going and going, right? So like if it's 10 for that right number, I would probably guess lower, because the chances of it being 11 or 12, etc., is lower than it is from 9 and lower, if that makes sense, right? That's why it's called high and low. So yeah, you could basically get a lot of money for it if you get that in continuous succession. But unfortunately, you can only play this by yourself. It technically has the shortest play time, between sessions because of that. Again, it's heavily luck based, and it's also one of the last mini games, again, quote unquote, that you unlock. Like it's like one of the last, or it is the last game you unlock, which is kind of a shame, because you go all this way just to basically gamble all your money away. Like Shiori takes your money and that's it. Like you just keep gambling and gambling and gambling. Like, but if you get lucky, I think it's one of those games that's in Hololive Dreams right now that you can win back the most money out of. But again, gotta be insanely lucky. So with that in mind, and that being said, I'm going to put high and low on, unfortunately, D tier, because like again, to me, when you start out your hand and you place your bet to even get started, right, it's a little bit of money, but it does add up, because again, luck based, you're technically not playing the game until you at least get a pair. So like that sucks. So that's why I'm leaving it at D tier, fam. And lastly on this, we have Poka Jan. Now, what Poka Jan is another card game. Basically, you do have to gamble, but not as frequently, I would say, within high and low. Poka Jan can be played with others though, instead of playing it by yourself, again, high and low. You could lose a lot of money as well, because it is a gambling game at the end of the day, right? It's like 1,000 to even like bet to get started. But play with others though. I'm not sure if you can play this with friends. Yeah, there's that. It also could be really short or very long, depending on the session and how the game is going. But basically how you play this game is that you're supposed to match like at least 2 of the same character, like same Hololive member or the same gen. So like for an example, if I have 2 Callies, 2 of her, and then 2 of the Inas, if somebody places down a card of an Ina or a Callie, I can yell at Poka Jan. But again, I'm not really yelling it out. I'm just pressing the button. That'd be crazy. To basically yell Poka Jan. You get money times, I think, 200 for each card of what you have matched with it. And if it's an entire gen, you get even more, bang for your buck. So if somebody else tries to out Poka Jan you, if the hand is smaller, like they have only 2 Inas and no Callies, I would win that bet per se, that little session per se, right? And get more money and then out technically bid them when it comes to that. So the game is over when the deck runs out or if somebody runs out of money. And how you draw cards off of the top of the deck is how many cards you match that's placed on the board when you yell out Poka Jan. So again, for the example, if I have 2 Inas and 2 Callies in my hand, someone places down one of those 2, I yell out Poka Jan by pressing the button, of course. That's 4 cards. I get the winnings off of that little bet, and I draw 4 cards off the top of the deck, and that keeps going until the deck runs out. That means it's game, or the money's taken away from one player and they reach 0. It's also a game as well. I'm not sure you might be able to play this with friends. It's just like really far into the main story for you to unlock. Me personally, for me to even test that, I don't have friends that are that far in the game to my knowledge. And even if we get to that far just to test to see if this can even be done with friends, I just can't do. We don't even have the same type of schedules to even begin trying to figure this out, right? So yeah, unfortunately is that. But that's pretty much Poka Jan. It's a fun little game. Basically what I was talking about previously with high and low is that it is technically high and low is an extension of Poka Jan, is what people say. But I would kind of beg to differ in a sense. I mean, they're different enough to distinguish from each other that 2 separate mini games. I mean, some people even say high and low is not even a mini game. It's extension of Poka Jan. But yeah, to me, it's 2 mini games. So yeah, with that all being said, fam, I'm gonna put Poka Jan in B++2. I would say it is definitely better than high and low. I would say it's definitely better than Hoppin Rope as well. And the rhythm game, in my personal opinion. I mean, the rhythm game you can play with others as well, but you know how I am with the rhythm games. I'm bad with it, so if I had to choose, I would choose Poka Jan over the rhythm game any day. So yeah. And yeah, that's basically my tier list, guys. So let me know what you guys think. This is all the mating games that they have so far. Technically, 2 of them are not mating games. High and low is just an extension of Poka Jan, is what people say. And then the rhythm game itself, the core mechanic of Hololive Dreams, of the game as a whole, is technically not the mating game because the rhythm game is the game, right? That makes sense. So besides that though, like the rest of them are the mini games by themselves, their own little groups, sections. But as a whole, this is what the tier list looks like in my personal opinion. So fam, with that being said, again, I would like to hear your guys' thoughts if you have any on your personal opinions on each of the mini game, including the 2 that are technically are not mini games, but high and low in the game itself. So I'm excited to see if they're gonna add more mini games. I mean, like the Hololive Dreams is brand new. It just pretty much released like last month. By the time this video guys get to you, maybe a bit more. It just depends. But yeah, they definitely. I feel like they're gonna add more stuff. Hopefully more mini games, because there's 2 gens that are not here yet. So with 2 gens being added, hopefully later down the road, or in the near future, they will add mini games as well. And depending how many they are, like if they add like at least, I don't know, 4 more new mini games, then I might come back and do another tier list. Collectively, it also gives me more time to go back and test out the other things I previously mentioned about the pinpoints of each of the other mini games that I have problems with or that I have the most fun with. Like for example, can you play Poka Jan with friends? Oh yeah, that's my tier list, guys. So I'm gonna go log off now and play more holodori. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching. Players, peace out. Bye.